Live from Vintage Throne Stadium in Springwater Township, this is Baycats Baseball. This afternoon, the Brantford Red Sox, on their first road trip of the 2024 campaign, make their first visit of the season to Barrie to battle the Baycats here this afternoon. Hi again, everybody, and welcome. With Julius, Hern, I'm Ben Davy. We had a lot of rain on this field earlier today, this morning, and into this afternoon, but it dried up quick. Beautiful sunshine right now. We are definitely getting today's ball game in. And that is great news, Julius, because today is our first Junior Baycats game of the 2024 season.
Yeah, extremely exciting day for all the youngsters here at the ballpark, and very lucky that the rain did hold off for such a great day, and thanks to Paul Sadler Motors for helping sponsoring this amazing day. There's tons of fun activities for the kids out by the right field, down the right field line behind the Barrie dugout. There's like inflatable tic-tac-toe and inflatable T-ball machine, so tons of stuff to look forward to for anyone at the ballpark today.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these kids enjoy this beautiful afternoon of baseball here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We'll tell you more about it as we go through today's broadcast. It's the Red Sox and the Baycats. The first pitch is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, welcome to Vintage Throne Stadium for season number 23 of Barrie Baycats Baseball. It's the first Paul Sadler Motors Junior Baycats Day at the ballpark in 2024, and it features the visiting Brantford Red Sox and your Barrie Baycats. Here are this afternoon's starting lineups. First for the visiting Brantford Red Sox, managed by Ken Lupton. Batting first in right field, number 24, Matt Fabia. Batting second, the third baseman, number 13, Vaibhav Desai. Batting third at shortstop, number 27, Gus Wilson. Batting fourth at first base, number 25, Nick Burdett. Batting fifth, the second baseman, number 10, Kieran Bowles. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 9, Jordan Lewis. Batting seventh, the center fielder, number 22, Ethan Hubbs. Batting eighth, the catcher, number 12, Jeremy Yeyu. And batting ninth, the designated hitter, number 23, Jarrett Lupton. On the mound this afternoon for the Red Sox, number 44, Josh Lochner. And now, the starting lineup for your Barrie Baycats, managed by Josh Matlow. Batting first, the center fielder, number 9, Kenny Ejo. Batting second, the second baseman, number 26, Adam Odd. Batting third, the right fielder, number 2, Ricky Phillips. Batting fourth, the designated hitter, number 27, Ryan Rio. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 29, Malik Williams. Batting sixth, the first baseman, number 20, Nolan Macabroda. Batting seventh in left field, number 28, Noah Hull. Batting eighth, the center fielder, number 44, Tyler Plumpton. Batting ninth, the shortstop, number 3, Carson Burns. And starting on the mound this afternoon for your Barrie Baycats, number 17, Carlos Sano. Here are the umpires for today's game. Calling the balls and strikes, we have Falco Shida. And at first base, Preston Hughes. Handling second and third, Francesco Dibiax. Fans, we ask that you please rise if you are able to, and kindly remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
It is a picture-perfect afternoon for baseball here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Junior Baycats Day, and a great crowd on hand for it as well. As the
to the
Red
fans
Sox
down the
make
left
their
and right
first
field
visit
lines
of
for
the 2024 season.
Really excited here on Junior Baycats Day. Great turnout here at Vintage Throne Stadium, and great to see the Baycats back at home after a couple road games. And it's going to be Carlos Sano on the mound for the Barrie Baycats, making his second appearance of the season. He pitched in Welland last Saturday. Unfortunately, took the loss for the Baycats, but he's a power arm that Josh Matlow is very excited to have on this roster. Got as high as AAA in the San Francisco Giants organization before making his way over to the IBL.
He will face Matt Fabian in right field to lead it off for the Red Sox. Vaibhav Desai at third base batting second. Gus Wilson, the shortstop, bats third. Nick Burdett, first baseman, batting cleanup. Second base, Kieran Bowles, batting fifth. Jordan Lewis in the sixth spot in left field. Ethan Paulos, Jeremy Bayou, and Jared Lupton round out the order for Ken Lupton's Brantford Red Sox.
The first inning of play is presented by McDonald's Dairy, home of the free prize with 5 days.
Baycat fans will get their first look at Carlos Sano, pitched in Welland last weekend. A hard-throwing right-hander. Dominican native and a newcomer to this Baycat pitching rotation. Josh Matlow really excited to see what he can bring to this 2024 Baycat squad. Umpires today, Falco Schieda calling the balls and strikes for us. It's Preston Hughes at first and Francesco DiBiase behind the bag at third.
Leading off the first inning for Brantford, right fielder number 24, Matt Fabian.
Sano will tidy off the rubber, kick some dirt out of the cleats as Fabian steps in. And infield and grass still maybe a little bit damp this afternoon. As we get the first pitch of today's game, and it's hit to the left side. Nice play by the third baseman, Malik Williams. Spins and throws, and it's in time for the out. One down here on the top of the first.
We'll give you the starting defense here for the Barrie Baycats. In the outfield, Noah Hall, a new Baycat, making his IBL debut here this afternoon. He's in left. Kanisi Ijo is in center field. Ricky Phillips out there and right on the infield. You saw Malik Williams there make that nice play at third. Carson Burns is the shortstop. Adam Odd at second base with Nolan McAbrode at first. Tyler Plumpton's behind the dish.
Our first pitch this afternoon, 4:08, 16 degrees on this beautiful May Saturday afternoon. A little bit of a breeze coming in from left field, 10 kilometers per hour. That one gloved nicely by the second baseman, Adam Odd, and quickly 2 down here in the first inning.
Shortstop number 27, Gus Wilson.
Gus Wilson is off to a fine start, 2 for 6 through the Red Sox first 2 games, both of them losses. Brantford looking for their first win of the season here in Barrie this afternoon. Red Sox the only winless team remaining in the IBL, 4 runs scored in 2 games, so the offense has been a concern. Mind you, not an easy start to the schedule with games against Welland and London to start things off here in 2024.
Yeah, and they did have they originally were supposed to open their season at home against the brand new franchise Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, but that game actually got rained out, so this is just their 3rd game of the season so far.
Swing and a miss. Sano took a little bit off that one, and that's a strikeout to end the inning, and it's brought to you by IMP North. So the Red Sox go 3 up, 3 down. We played a half an inning scoreless here at Vintage Throne Stadium. We're watching Baycats baseball on Rogers TV in Barrie and Baycats TV on YouTube.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
It's Junior Baycats Day here at Vintage Throne Stadium. This first inning is brought to you by McDonald's in Barrie, home of the free fries with 5 Baycat strikeouts.
Ejo, Odd, and Phillips to lead it off for Josh Matlow's Baycats this afternoon. Ryan Rio looking to get things fired up. He's the DH batting 4th. Malik Williams at 3rd base today in the number 5 spot, and Nolan McNabrota to follow at 1st. Bottom 3rd of the order, Noah Hull, Tyler Plumpton, and Carson Burns.
They're going to face Josh Laukkanen, making a 2nd appearance in the IBL so far this season. Took the loss in their game against London last week.
Ejo, first pitch swinging, fouls it back to the screen. Both these teams showing some aggressiveness early in the at-bats. The Red Sox went up there swinging. Ejo up there taking a cut at the first offering as well. Here's the pitch, and again, it's fouled back to the screen, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to Kenice Ejo. 6 for 14 out of the gate here in 2024. Here's the pitch. On the ground, right side. Bowles makes the throw in time. 1 out for the Baycats.
Give you the defense here for the Brantford Red Sox. Jordan Lewis, a new signing for them. He's in left field. Ethan Palos in center. Matt Fabian, the reigning IBL Rookie of the Year, is in right field. Vaibhav Desai gets the start at 3rd base. Gus Wilson at short. Kieran Bowles just made that play at 2nd base. Nick Burdett's at 1st, with Jeremy Veu catching Josh Laukkanen.
We're talking in the top half of the inning there about the Red Sox season opener, which was rained out last week, and it ended up being a blessing in disguise for the expansion Chatham-Kent Barnstormers, who actually got to open their season and their inaugural game in front of their own fans at Fergie Jenkins Field. It was not scheduled that way, but a real treat for fans of that club to get to see their team on the field for the first time in franchise history. Again to Bowles. Handles it cleanly. 2 away. When I looked at the schedule, I thought it was a little unfortunate that it wasn't designed so that the Barnstormers could open their season at home in front of their fans, but the rain ended up working to their advantage there that evening, and they were able to get in front of their home fans for the first time.
Yeah, and just seeing parts of the broadcast, it really seemed to elevate the crowd, knowing it was the first game in franchise history, just kind of made that whole moment all the more special for Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, those fans were fired up, and that team's off to a great start here in 2024. They do not want to be thought of as a typical expansion franchise in the sense that it's going to take them a long time to win any games, that's for sure. Fastball outside, and the count is 1-1.
Barnstormers will make their way here next week, actually.
Ricky Phillips, 3 for 12. First-year Baycat. Off to a decent start here in 2024. His first year with this IBL club. High and away, and the count is 2-1.
And Phillips has looked really good in the first 3 games with the Baycats, and not only just his performance on the field, but he's such an easy guy to talk to off the field. Got a great attitude.
Fouls that one to the right. Yeah, I really enjoyed your post-game interview with him after the season opener here on Thursday night. I mean, he sounds like a ball player, and you can tell how competitive he is in the way he talks. He's here to win.
He's a very smart guy, and you can tell like he does kind of get frustrated with himself when things kind of don't go his way offensively, but he's very poised. He knows what he has to do to win.
Check to swing. No, he did not. Strike 3. It's a called strike 3, so that will do it. Baycats 3 up, 3 down. as we've completed one inning. It's the Red Sox and the Baycats scoreless here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May.
Throne Stadium, Red Sox, Baycats, scoreless. Julius, Hern, Davy with you. Second home game of the season for the Baycats, and the first road game for the Brantford Red Sox. As Nick Burdett, the veteran first baseman, will step in to see Carlos Sano for the first time.
Yeah, Nick Burdett really trying to get his 2024 season off to a good start. So far, he's 1 for 5, but coming off last year, a kind of disappointing 140 average through 40 games in 2023. Not what you expect from, clean-up, power-hitting first baseman, but it's got a lot to look forward to this year.
Yeah, he's been in the league for a long time. Veteran first baseman has a lot of power in that bat when he does connect.
It's surprising because his 2022 season was incredible, a 309 average with 5 home runs.
Fastball inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike to Burdett.
That 2022 season's something more like he wants to recreate here in 2024.
Sometimes these veteran players in the IBL, they may have an off year or two, but then all of a sudden they come back and just, have an explosive season offensively. Cleveland Brownlee of the London Majors is a great example of that. Had almost, a career year last season as Burdett draws a walk. And the first base runner of the afternoon for the Red Sox, Bowles, will come to the plate for Brantford. Burdett, Bowles, and Lewis, the middle part of the order here for Brantford. So Sano working with a base runner for the first time. Kicks, fires, and it's bunted down the line. Pretty much a perfect bunt. Picked up by Williams, makes the throw, not in time. It pulled Macabrota off the bag. Great effort by Williams.
Left fielder number 9, Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, it looks like that one's going to get ruled an infield hit. That was as perfect of a bunt right down that little dirt path on the baseline as you could possibly have. Malik Williams had a good shot at getting him there, but if that throw was inside the bag as opposed to outside, he probably would have got him.
The one thing that kind of helped Williams there is that he knew he could just charge that ball and pick it up and go for it. It wasn't a question of whether it would roll foul or not. Stayed on the dirt.
Well, despite that, it almost seemed like he had a little bit of hesitation before he made a really strong throw, just a bit too wide to the inside.
Situation like that, if it was gonna roll foul, you would probably just let it go. And now in on the grass a little bit here is Macabrota as they're getting ready for the bunt again. It's a called strike for Lewis.
Yeah, both infield corners are in. See Malik Williams on the edge of the grass as well, creeping in as the delivery comes.
Macabrota was in a good 4 or 5 steps. Sano checks the runner. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. And he's ahead in the count here on Jordan Lewis, the left fielder. We mentioned the new IBL rules on Thursday, but we'll continue to do so throughout the season. A reminder that pitchers are only allowed to disengage from the rubber twice per plate appearance. New rule in this league. They've adapted some of the Major League Baseball rules and guidelines here. Haven't seen Sano do it yet. One of several rules that affect pitchers this season in an attempt to try to speed up the pace of play. Sano coming right at Lewis here. Looks at the runner. Kicks and fires. Just missed off the outside part of the plate, 1-2.
That was a great take from Jordan Lewis there. I don't know how he laid off that pitch.
One and two. Let's see if Sano goes back to that same spot. Lewis waggles the bat. 1-2 on the way. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout, and it's brought to you by IMP North.
You mentioned it right there. You'll see if he goes to the same spot. It looked like he just about did, just on the outside part of the plate, and Lewis couldn't pass that one up again.
So 2 strikeouts now for Carlos Sano. 2 on, 1 out. Ethan Paulos, the center fielder. Swing and a miss. Fastball from Sano. Looking pretty good here in the early innings of this ball game.
Paulo still looking for his first hit this year, 0 for 6 to start the campaign so far.
Sano's delivery, and it's lifted to left field. And it's down the line and bounces in foul territory. And the count is 0-2. Cloud cover has increased now at Vintage Throne Stadium. That's cooled things off a little bit. A little bit of a chill in the air now, but the threat of rain is expected to diminish as we go through the afternoon. Still, I think a 60% chance of a light shower or two, but at the moment it looks pretty good. Inside part of the plate misses 1 and 2.
We're also getting a bit more of a breeze out towards right field as the game has kind of gone on the first couple innings.
Yeah, left to right at the moment and slightly in from the left side. Sano checks the runner. 0-2. Up the middle. Picked up by the shortstop. They go to second one. Odd has no relay. So Burns to Odd for the out at second base, and there's 2 out in the inning.
Paulos was just too quick to get him on that play, and he hit that ball hard up the middle. It looked like Burns almost had a hard time kind of corralling that ball, but he did a nice job staying in front of it, gathering it, just making sure he got that, set like that. One of the lead runners at least. See Burdett's still at third base now, but at least there's now not two runners in scoring position from the Baycats' perspective.
Carson Burns was sensational defensively last night for the Baycats in Hamilton. Big reason why he's here is his glove.
There were a couple innings last night where he was making all 3 defensive outs.
Kind of consistency that doesn't necessarily show up in the box score, but really puts your team in a position to win ball games, and especially a game like last night, which went right down to the wire. Baycats pulled it out in the 10th. 0-1 pitch, and it's balls and 2 strikes to Jeremy Veilleux, the catcher.
Looked like the same pitch that we saw Jordan Lewis kind of pass up in his at-bat for the just outside the plate.
Burdett at third, Paulos at first. 2 out. Sano deals. Misses outside and low. Red Sox batters showing a little more patience here in these plate appearances than the first half of the first inning. They went up there swinging aggressively to start the game. 1-2 pitch on the way. And it's a high pop-up. Center field. Ejo, couple steps over. The ball hangs up for an awful long time. He makes the easy catch. And that will eliminate the threat in the top of the second inning. We played an inning and a half. Red Sox, Baycats, scoreless. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
At rock95.com.
Bottom of the second inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Red Sox and Baycats still tied scoreless. And this second inning is brought to you by JC Unlimited Contracting. Design, supply, build, renovate, servicing Simcoe region for over a decade.
Barrie native and fan favorite Ryan Rio to lead off the bottom of the second inning here for the Baycats. Rio, Williams, and Macabrota due up here, 4, 5, and 6, looking for their first hit of the afternoon. Off the Red Sox right-hander, Josh Laukinen. And Rio, first pitch swinging, it's a long way. Right field, it is up, and it is gone. Blame it on Rio. A solo home run in the second, and the Baycats are on the board.
Just listen to that ovation. It was well overdue from Ryan Rio there. Only one hit coming into this at bat, and that will definitely pick the boys up out of a slump.
Had a career year in 2023, a franchise record 48 RBIs and a .359 batting average. And you gotta know it's just a matter of time before Ryan Rio gets hot and finds his groove. And we mentioned a bit of a slow start, but that's one way to break out of a slump with a home run on your first pitch on a Saturday afternoon in front of the home crowd.
And you can definitely tell being back at home really rejuvenated him. And not only after that at bat, but even before it, he knew that he had something to prove to this home fan base.
0-1 the count, and it's called strike. Malik Williams, his first plate appearance of the afternoon.
Seen that pitch a couple times from Laukinen and Sano. That outside part of the plate is going to be very tough to lay off, especially with the called strikes the last couple batters.
Stayed alive, got a piece, and that hit the catcher. Went off the bat of Williams and right into catcher Jeremy Veilleux. He's going to need a moment to shake that off. Umpire will buy him a little bit of time here. Home plate umpire Falco Schieda deliberately kicking dirt on home plate so that he can bend over and brush it off. That's just a
classic umpire move.
Part of the gentleman's code here with in baseball. The umpire and catcher, they know when a few extra moments are needed. Schieda with a pat on the back there for Veilleux. That's nice to see. No balls, 2 strikes. Laukinen with a windup and the delivery off speed. It's off the glove of Veilleux.
Yeah, it looked like a bit of a changeup that got away from him there. Just kept rising, and I don't think Veilleux was ready for that to be as high as it was.
Malik Williams 4 for 9 here to start off the 2024 season. 1-2 pitch. Just missed. Good patience by Williams. Gets the count even at 2-2.
Malik Williams is already proving to the Baycats that last year his brief stint with the Baycats, 9 games, wasn't a fluke. He was incredible last year. Hit over 500 in those 9 games.
Hits this one to right field. It is up and long gone over the right field fence. Malik Williams and Ryan Rio with back-to-back solo jacks. 2-0 Baycats. Well, the gold chain has had quite a bit of work here in this second inning already.
First baseman number 20, Nolan McNamara.
And just like that, the chain's right back out of the dugout. From one Baycat to another, Rio and then Williams back to back.
Nolan McNamara, the first baseman. 3 for 11 through the Baycats' first 3 games this season. So back-to-back home runs, Rio and Williams. 2 hits on the afternoon for Barrie and a 2-0 lead. Fastball's a called strike.
McNamara had a hit last night in Hamilton, part of that 5-3 win in 10 innings.
Pitch. Fouled at home plate. It's 1-2.
He also scored a run after he was hit by a pitch. It seemed like last night, Baycats offense really woke up at about the 6th inning, and then the late innings, that's where the game got exciting.
Swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. He's down on strikes. First strikeout for Josh Laukkonen. And here's our first look at Baycat rookie, newcomer left fielder Noah Hull.
This is Noah Hull's IBL debut. Just got back to Canada after spending his last year, his senior season at University of Mary out in North Dakota.
Hull, one of 8 newcomers who find themselves on this Baycats 2024 roster and looking to contribute in some real big ways. Swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes.
Hull's another one of those power bats that Josh Matlow was really enthusiastic about bringing onto this roster, really loading up on the power in this 2024 season. And in college, he didn't disappoint. 325 with 13 home runs in 50 games at the Division II level.
Pretty impressive numbers. Hull steps out, now settles into the box. Oh-2. Popped up to the infield. Desai calls for it and catches it. 2 outs in the inning.
Catcher number 44, Tyler Plumpton.
Here's Tyler Plumpton for the first time this afternoon. 2-0 Baycats, bottom of the second inning. Noticing more kids beyond that outfield fence following those 2 back-to-back home runs in this inning. Suddenly the prospects of a souvenir seem to have increased.
They earn themselves some Baycats bucks. They can retrieve those foul balls and in exchange get some Baycats bucks. They can get some merchandise.
Nothing like catching a foul ball or a home run ball, especially if you're a kid at a ball game. It doesn't matter if it's a major league game or an IBL game. It's just a real thrill to have something like that. And that one's down the third base line. It's a fair ball. Tyler Plumpton thought about 2. He'll pull up though as a good strong throw comes in from Jordan Lewis.
Yeah, if that ball rolled a little bit further down the line, once it hit the grass, it kind of started to slow up. The grass is a little bit wet still out in the outfield, but that ball got a little bit further out past third base, that you might have seen him get his first extra base hit of the season.
So the Baycat Bucks give the team a chance to get those balls back, which is very important, of course, but it also gives the kids something that they can save up and get a nice take-home souvenir. You start collecting those, and pretty soon you got yourself some nice merchandise. Fastball inside.
Well, we've seen out past the right field wall ever since the 2 home runs by Rio and Williams. There's been a few fans gathered out there by the bleachers out in right.
Yeah, Williams was just tucked inside the right field foul pole. Rio's was a little more straight away right field. Burns out in front of that one, and it's 1-1. Two runs for the Baycats on 3 hits here in this bottom of the second inning. Laukkanen from the stretch, and he checks on the runner.
Burns has struggled a little bit at the plate to start the year. It's just 1 for 12 and hasn't had a ton of hard contact that's made it out to the outfield. It's kind of been unlucky with some of the defensive positioning, but his one hit was a soft contact grounder that just squeaked through. That was in Welland.
Really curious to see if some of these little rule tweaks result in what the league is hoping for as a quicker pace of game. We didn't really notice it on Thursday night here, the Baycats season opener. Ended up being about a 3-hour game anyways, but this one down the line, it's a fair ball. Plumpton around second. He'll go first to third. Long throw in. And the Baycats have runners on the corners with 2 out.
Well, there's that hard contact we were looking for there from Carson Burns. I just mentioned that he kind of been unlucky there, and he pulled it right down the first baseline and through. It's exactly what you want to see for the Baycats, and instilling that winning mentality. Josh Matlow loves it when there's guys on with 2 outs. Gives lots of opportunity for a 2-out rally. No better time with the top of the order coming up.
Canisijo 6 for 15 here in 2024 after hitting .270 last season. 40 runs scored to lead the team, but the real story was the franchise record for single-season stolen bases. 26 steals for Canisijo to set an all-time Baycat record.
And that, I will say that it's more impressive, that stat, because he didn't join the team until about a month and a half into the season.
Here's the delivery. Ejo lifts it high and foul. Is that Branfy and Fonte down there with the fans? Number 8? It is. Yeah, I thought Branfy was going to try to make a catch on that over near the inflatable jumpy castle or whatever that is. Oh, it's an inflatable batting cage. That's what that is.
Yeah, you put the little ball in the tee. And
Branfy went over, and I think he was ready to make a play. Not in the lineup today, but he's
staying loose.
He's ready. So it's a 1-1 to Canisijo. Burns with a pretty good lead. Does not go, and the pitch is low.
I'll tell you what, Canisijo and Matt Fabian might be the 2 best leadoff hitters in the IBL. Just mentioned Matt Fabian last year, IBL Rookie of the Year, also the best batting average in the IBL last year, hit over 400. Canisijo always deadly with contact and speed combo, and he's kind of put some power into his bat a little bit. We saw that in the home opener with that huge 3-run home run that eventually was the difference in the game against Toronto.
Just so many weapons, so many ways that he can burn you on both sides of the field, but back to the stolen base record. I mean, the other thing was he went, I was like 12 or 13 stolen base attempts before he got caught stealing last year. Just a sensational start to the year when he got here and didn't take his foot off the gas at all.
It was like if you got him on first base, second base was automatic for him.
I'm a little surprised we haven't seen Carson Burns go here with 2 out, but the count is now 2-2.
Well, Veyu is a very good defensive catcher, and he's got a great arm. But yes, with 2 out, 2 strikes, you never know. He's got a good lead.
Does not go. Pitch from Laukkanen, off speed, and it's a swing and a miss to end the inning. But back-to-back home runs by Ryan Rio and Malik Williams put the Baycats on the board. And it's 2-0 Barrie through 2 innings at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
In the home half of the second.
Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The the only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
The play is presented by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
Julius, Hern, and Davy with you at Vintage Throne Stadium, where we just had our first NASCAR event on the field. Junior Baycats Day, and the youngsters with those little, what do you call them? The little plastic cars. And he's first pitch swinging here. He hits it a long way to right. It'll hang up there long enough for the right fielder for the Baycats, Ricky Phillips. 2 quick outs. And here's Vaibhav Desai.
Vaibhav Desai.
Desai wearing number 13, previously worn by Red Sox Noah Falkenberg. First game of the season, and he just takes it all the way.
Yeah, didn't even look like he had any interest in swinging at that ball.
He did not. I thought he was trying to call time for a moment. Yeah. Now he's ready. And he hits a high one. Hangs in the park, though. Canisijo has it all the way. 2 down.
He hit that
Sorry,
one.
that's the 3rd out of the inning. My mistake.
He hit that
3
one
up, 3
straight
down
up.
there for the Brantford Red Sox. So, through 2.5, and it's still a 2-0 Baycat lead. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Barrie Baycats lead the Brantford Red Sox 2-0 on a pair of home runs. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and it's brought to you by Render 3D Quick, the #1 architectural 3D rendering company in Canada, working with thousands of builders, developers, architects, and more.
So glad to have you watching today's broadcast, either on Rogers TV in Barrie or Baycats TV, the official YouTube channel of the Barrie Baycats, where you can find all home broadcasts this year. And if you haven't been out to a ball game yet, why not pick a Saturday? Circle a Saturday on your schedule and join us here for a Junior Baycats afternoon. Kids out here on the field doing the car races. They got the batting cage going, the inflatable tic-tac-toe. It's just a carnival-like atmosphere here at the ballpark.
Tons of activities, tons of youngsters here at the ballpark. And it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon after what we thought might have been a miserable rainy day.
Yeah, the fan forums and the chat pages were abuzz with speculation about weather conditions up here in Barrie. And yeah, I mean, it was pouring about 2 hours before game time. And
yeah, we saw the Welland-Toronto game in Welland. It got delayed. Their start was delayed, but they're still underway at the moment.
I mean, that's the nice thing about afternoon games, especially at this point of the season. If you can schedule games at 1 o'clock or even 4 o'clock, it's a little easier to bump those start times. If it's 7 o'clock and it's raining, then, you know, you've got a limited amount of time before you have to make a decision. So, but this game started on time. The sun was out. Called strike to Odd. He did not like that. 3-2 now.
Well, one thing that kind of helped them, start this game on time was they actually didn't have batting practice today. They kind of kept the tarps on around the home plate and around the mound, just limiting the wear and tear. Seems to have paid off.
Odd hits it to right center field. And coming in to make the catch is the right fielder for the Red Sox, Matt Fabian. One out, and here comes Ricky Phillips.
Number 2, Ricky Phillips.
Phillips struck out looking to end the bottom of the first inning. Swings and misses at the first pitch from Laukkanen, strike one.
That was a great pitch from Laukkanen. Just slider had that outside run on Phillips and fooled him.
0-1 pitch, and that's fouled back. No balls and 2 strikes. I mean, despite all the rain we had earlier today, the field looks like it's actually in reasonably good condition.
Yeah, they took the tarp off around home plate about 20 minutes before first pitch. There was a little bit of puddling on the outside of that dirt, but they cleared it up well. Put some quick dry on it. We're ready to go.
Phillips to the right side, foul. Count holds 0-2. Dirt looks a little bit damp out there, but I haven't seen anybody slip on the grass.
Yeah, I'm sure that breeze we have going towards right field is helping to dry out the dirt and the grass.
Taking all the way, and it's 1-2. Just a perfect afternoon for baseball. I mean, we're saying it all day, but it really is. One ball, 2 strikes. Pitch from Laukkanen. Strike 3. And Phillips with a word for home plate umpire Falco Schieda. Says what he has to say and heads back to the dugout, 2 away.
Yeah, well, that's the second time he's struck out looking today. And yeah, obviously he's frustrated. He's not getting the results he wants, but at the same time, not happy with the calls he's getting either.
Ryan Rio went up swinging for the first pitch and hit a moonshot over the right center field fence. First pitch swinging again, and he was going for the fences. Couldn't connect, strike 1.
There's been a lot of first pitch swinging today from players on both sides. So Matt Fabian, he's gotten out on both times he's been at the plate, and we saw Phillips there. Rio hit the home run on the first pitch.
Yeah, both these teams have been aggressive at the plate, and right from the first inning. Brantford went up there swinging at the first pitch, I think all 3 plate appearances. And
seems like that might have been the fastest first inning of the season.
I don't know what everybody's hurry is. It's a beautiful day. If you're going to rush the game, pick one of those days in July where we're sweltering in 40-degree humidex heat. Those are the games that you want to be over in 2 hours. Yet those are the ones that seem to drag on for 3.5, 4.
I don't even want to think about the bugs.
You know they're coming. Swing and a miss. Rio way in front of that, and back-to-back strikeouts here for Josh Laukkanen to get the Red Sox off the field in the third. So through 3, it's Barrie 2, Brantford no score. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
At Domino's, mix and match any.
Here's Gus Wilson to lead it off for the Red Sox against Carlos Sano. Fourth inning, and a bunt. Third base side, picked up by Williams. Throw, not in time. How about the Red Sox with all this bunting this afternoon?
Really, you mentioned last inning how aggressive both teams have been, especially on first pitches of the at bat. But they've also been playing a little bit of small ball. They've taken advantage of kind of the defensive alignment of the Baycats.
Red Sox slugger Nick Burdett to bat now with a man on. Nobody out here in the fourth inning. Pitch from Sano. That's a called strike.
And Burdett was the closest the Red Sox have come to a run in this ballgame so far. He walked to lead off the second and was stranded at third eventually.
Quick pitch from Sano, and it's down the line foul.
Keep an eye on Wilson's lead at first base. He was really dancing around there, trying to bait Sano into a pickoff attempt, and he had quite a few strides off first base.
This is a aggressive Brantford team, despite their lack of success offensively in the early going here. And runner does not go after bluffing a start, and the pitch misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Burdett.
You mentioned 4 runs in their first 2 games this season. Really struggled to accumulate the wins over the last couple years.
Runner does not go. Sano got him at first. Gus Wilson leaning a little too far. I think he was going to be off with that pitch. Couldn't get back in time, and Sano picked him off.
We kept seeing there Gus Wilson just dancing around a little too much, and the pitcher does pick up on that kind of thing, and he'll catch you off rhythm, and looked like he did right there.
Called strike 3. Burdett frozen at home plate. So suddenly there's 2 outs in the inning. And here's Kieran Bowles.
Second baseman number 10, Kieran Bowles.
Strikeout brought to you by IMP North.
Thank you for that. And I noticed Carlos Sano was not really checking on the runners a whole lot in the second inning when the Red Sox got a couple of base runners aboard on him, and he was just going right after the guys at the plate. And Gus Wilson out there tried to change that up a little bit. Some aggressive leadoffs. Burns with the throw to first is in time, and we are through 3.5 innings. Still 2-0 Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
We'd like to let you know that activities have been taken to a whole new level this season thanks to Paul Sadlin Motors. We have face painting, lots of games, and inflatable activities as you can see around the ballpark. And don't forget that after the game today, kids will have the chance to run the bases.
Bottom of the fourth here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Barrie leads Brantford 2-0. This fourth inning is brought to you by Clarkson Bins and Junk Removal, the local source for simple, clean, and reliable disposal bin rental and junk removal services.
Here comes Malik Williams, Nolan Macabrota to follow, and Noah Hull. 5, 6, 7 for the Baycats. Here comes the first pitch from Josh Laukkanen. And the pitch is on the way. And he misses low. Williams and Rio hit back-to-back home runs in the second inning to get Barrie a 2-0 lead, and that's where we stand. Called strike on the outside part of the plate. Baycats off to a 2-1 start here to this 2024 season. This one hits to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop, no play.
That ground ball was hit so deep at the shortstop position, I'm not even sure if Wilson would have even had a play on first base if he was able to come up with it. You know, Malik Williams is a big guy, but he runs pretty well for his size.
They will give a hit to Williams, and he's 2 for 2 this afternoon. Macabrota now comes to the plate. Macabrota, a Baycat rookie, one of those newcomers we were telling you about earlier. And Baycats looking to clear that final hurdle and claim an IBL championship here in the 2024 season. This one up the middle and through into center field. But back-to-back hits, Williams and Macabrota. 2 on, nobody out here in the fourth inning.
That was great contact from Macabrota. Exactly what you wanted, you know, batting practice. Get right back up the middle, right back at the pitcher. That's exactly what he did and got it through the middle of the infield.
So Williams the second, Macabrota at first. Nobody out. Fourth inning. And Laukkanen again in a jam here. Pitch misses low and in. To give you an idea of the progression of this Baycats team under manager Josh Matlow, who took the helm during the pandemic-canceled season of 2020, you have to look at win percentage because the 2021 season was just 30 games, so win total comparison doesn't really work year to year. The league expanded to a 42-game schedule in 2022. The 2021, first year of this new era under Matlow, the Baycats finished with a .467 winning percentage, and that was with a team made up of almost entirely fresh faces. Ryan Rio, Brant Fianfonte, maybe one or two others were carryovers from the 2019 championship winning team. That was it. 2022, the Baycats improved. There's a throw down. And the ball is dropped. And the tag is applied.
Yeah, both runners were off on the play, and looked like Williams had it stolen, but he slid through the bag, and even though Desai kind of struggled coming up with that ball, Williams is just too far off the bag to stay on. But meanwhile, Macabrota is on second base.
So it's a 2-1 count here to Noah Hull. So the double steal attempt backfires on the overslide by Williams at third base. Still a runner in scoring position, though, with 1 out. In 2022, the Baycats improved from .467 to .512 in winning percentage, and then last year, .619. 26-16 record, so you can see the improvement for the Baycats. This one hit to left field. Going back is Lewis, near the track, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
You mentioned last year, .619 winning percentage, and that wasn't even a top 2 in the IBL. They finished behind Welland and Kitchener, ended up beating Kitchener in the semifinals of the playoffs, and an unfortunate loss to Welland in the IBL finals. But that's the last hurdle to clear for this Baycats team, and Josh Matlow loaded up with power in the offseason to get that done.
And the fans have really been encouraged to see the progression of this team year over year heading into this 2024 campaign. Certainly considered to be contenders when it comes right down to it. Playoff baseball here in 2024.
What's the phrase, Ben? Trust the process?
And he's really kept the core of this team together since 2021 as well, just adding pieces here and there, and some have worked, some haven't.
It's also especially important when you keep guys like Ryan Rio, who are fan favorites, a guy that, you know, can draw people out to the ballpark kind of on his own in some cases.
Pitch is a called strike. Macabrota bluffed to start there at second. Count is 0-2 to Tyler Plumpton. So a big pitch coming up here from Josh Laukkanen, looking to get out of this jam after having 2 on to start the inning. A caught stealing at third, a fly out to left, and now 2 strikes to Tyler Plumpton. Big pitch here on the 0-2. Plumpton checked his swing, and no, he went. Strike 3, and a strikeout ends the 4th inning. Julius Hern up to call innings 5 and 6. When we return, it's 2-0 Baycats here at Vintage Throne Stadium. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room, and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Top of the 5th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Baycats lead the Brantford Red Sox by a score of 2-0 on back-to-back home runs by Ryan Rio and Malik Williams. Those are back in the 2nd inning. Jordan Lewis up to lead it off for the Brantford Red Sox. I'm Julius Hern alongside Ben Davy. Beautiful Saturday afternoon at Vintage Throne Stadium. Junior Baycats Day at the ballpark as well. Tons of activities down the right field line for these kids. We saw a little bit of a car race on the field between innings a couple innings ago. Carlos Sano as Lewis at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Line, that's a fair ball down the third base line. A base hit for Lewis. He's going to try for 2. He stops up, goes back to first base. Great throw in there from Noah Hall. Holds Lewis to a single.
22, Ethan Hobbs.
Now Ethan Palos will come up with after the leadoff base hit. That one fouled off. Just another. A lot of small ball here from the Red Sox today. We've seen a few bunt attempts. Some of them reach for base hits. And with the speedy Lewis on first base, got to be wary of possible stolen base attempt on his end. He's got a pretty good lead at first. The 0-1 coming from Carlos Sano. Just high. 1-1. Carlos Sano's got a very big frame. He pitched up into the 90s with his fastball. 1-1. I mean, slash down the left field line, but foul towards the Red Sox bullpen. Palos reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. Still hitless on the 2024 season, looking for his first. It's down 1-2 here to Carlos Sano. Pickoff attempts, no dice. We saw that great pickoff attempt last inning. Gus Wilson was dancing around first base, and Sano took advantage of that and picked him off. 1-2 delivery. Just low. Snow looked like he had that one. It's now 2-2. Lewis with a decent lead, still strutting out there. Snow deals. Ground ball is short. This could be two. Burns to Odd. Over to first. Just wide. Wouldn't have been in time anyway. Palos heads over to second base, and he'll get there safely. That might be an error on Adam Odd, but I would imagine just a fielder's choice.
Well, real nice slide by Lewis there, just to maybe obstruct the view of Odd a little bit. We'll see if they put an error up there on the board, but they are going to charge E4.
Yeah, unfortunate error there for Adam Odd, who last year he had a breakout season offensively, and even defensively he really shored himself up and didn't have that many errors last year. That was runner in scoring position for the Red Sox. First pitch to Jeremy Veilleux is outside.
Such a versatile player. You can plug Adam Odd in virtually any infield position. I'm sure he could be used in the outfield as well if needed.
1-0 from Sano. That was flown out to right field. Phillips going back, takes a couple steps. Right in front of the warning track, makes the catch. Tagging is Palos, and he'll get to third base safely, standing up. So second time the Red Sox have gotten a runner to third base in this ball game. We saw earlier Nick Burdett was stranded at third in the second inning. 90 feet away from their first run of the ball game.
Ball had a little bit of carry to it. Williams with a nice job to track that and stay with it. Wind has been pretty consistent this afternoon from left to right and blowing slightly in as well, but that ball looked like it carried a little bit farther than initially looked off the bat.
And here's Jarrett Lupton, who went out on a leadoff bunt attempt in the third inning. Takes the first pitch low from Carlos Sano.
Got a right-hander throwing in the Baycat bullpen. It looks like that might be Brad Grieveson.
That is Brad Grieveson. That one's lined into center field. Ejo's going to stay put, make the easy catch. Red Sox held stranded at third base again. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. Baycats still with a 2-0 lead. You're watching Baycats baseball on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
At Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Tickets are now available for every game at
Ben Davy and Julius Hern at Vintage Throne Stadium as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's brought to you by Phaetrim, aluminum and siding, quality above all else.
Carson Burns will lead it off for the Barrie Baycats, number 9 hitter, and then Kenise Ejo and Adam Odd to follow, the number 1 and 2. In the Baycats batting order, 5th inning, it's 2-0 for Barrie. A couple back-to-back home runs, Ryan Rio and Malik Williams in the 2nd inning. Got the party started on this Junior Baycats Saturday at the ballpark. Josh Laukonen's first pitch to Burns is a called strike.
Burns can be hot and cold at the plate depending on kind of what sort of rhythm he has going, but always strong defensively, and he hit a ball really hard in the bottom of the 2nd inning. That single was some really good velo off the bat.
You can tell it was something that Burns was waiting for. I mentioned earlier in the game that he kind of had some bad luck offensively with some of the harder contact plate appearances he's had, but right there he found it. Another called strike, it's 1 and 2. If Josh Laukonen can get through 5 innings in this outing, it'd be the 2nd time in as many appearances this season. Went 5 innings, had 1 earned run against London last week. Ended up taking the loss in that game, a 5-1 loss. It's 2-2 here on Carson Burns. Weak grounder, foul towards Baycats' first base coaching box. Laukonen's first year in the IBL. He previously pitched at New Mexico State University. Ground ball to second base. Bowles gathers it easily. On to first for the first out of the inning.
Center fielder number 9, Kenise Ejo.
Here comes Kenise Ejo. He digs in for the 3rd time in this game. He's so far 0 for 2. Last at bat, he struck out swinging, and another one of those guys today that's been eager to hit all game, swinging at the first pitch each time he's been up. Laukonen from the stretch. First pitch is low and away in the dirt.
Ejo was on the cover of the Baycats official 2024 program. Well deserved, along with teammate Adam Odd. I brought an extra $10 with me today, Julius, so I could pick up mine, and lots of information in here.
It is a fantastic program. It's so well designed. Shout out to Sam O'Coin for putting that together for us. Plenty of great articles in there.
And even a picture of you and I. Can you believe that? They didn't forget about us. It was a plug for our year in review show for 2023, which we got to do in the Rogers TV studios. That was a real thrill.
It was such a fun time. It was a great show.
We were tasked with choosing the 10 most memorable moments of the 2023 season, and it was a lot of fun to create that show and then host it on camera as well.
Ground ball to short. Wilson to his left, gathers, throws Ejo out at first, 2 down. Quick moving laterally there for Gus Wilson, and made that play look easy, especially with the quick Kenise Ejo gun down the first baseline.
Baycats program also has the full list of Junior Baycats days here in 2024. The next one, June 1st, against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers. We're excited to see them for the first time. It's got the list of theme nights as well. We've got, I know you love the country night. That's coming up on July 11th.
I'm excited for that.
You had quite the get-up for that last year, if I recall. Military night, where we honor our men and women in service, and that is always a very special night, having them join us here at the ballpark.
There's always a nice pregame ceremony when we do the national anthem on military night. Odd grounds that right to Nick Burdett at first. And 3 up, 3 down for the Brantford Red Sox. Josh Laukonen gets through 5 innings, only allows 2 runs, but those 2 runs are the difference in the game. It's 2-0 Baycats. We head to the 6th inning. You're watching Baycats baseball on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Two 0 Baycats here in the 6th inning as we have a pitching change. Brad Grieveson will come out of the bullpen in relief of Carlos Sano, and he'll get the top of the Brantford Red Sox batting order for his first appearance of the season.
Well, not a typical Brad Grieveson appearance coming in the 6th inning. Usually you see him come in the late innings in a safe situation. That's sort of the role that he had been used in over the last couple of years, but we'll see if he ends up becoming more of a middle innings guy here in the 2024 season. He certainly pitched in a variety of roles throughout his career.
We do know that he can pitch multiple innings when
and even
he
start.
Comes out of relief. Absolutely. We did see him start once or twice last year, and multiple times in relief went more than just the one inning. 1-1 here on Matt Fabian, who takes that one inside.
Brad with the distinction of being on the mound and getting out of two bases loaded, nobody out jams last year against the Toronto Maple Leafs, one of them being a triple play to end the inning. And that was our number one moment of the 2023 season. We were talking about our highlight show, and definitely worth a watch, even for Brantford viewers. I mean, it was, you want to take a look at that. It was a really, really special moment. And Brad was on the mound for that.
Full count here on Matt Fabian. That last strike that he took was another one of those pitches outside part of the plate. It's been worked quite a bit throughout this ball game. 3-2 on the ground to short. Burns going to settle in front of it. He gathers on to first. No problem for the first out of the inning.
Well, Fabian, one of many Red Sox players who have speed in this lineup, and Burns knew he didn't have a whole lot of time to waste on that play, but he still got the throw over in plenty of time.
I will say it's impressive that the Baycats have held Matt Fabian hitless today. Led the IBL in batting average last year, over 400. Earning himself Rookie of the Year honors as Vibab Desai takes the first pitch strike.
Yeah, a real outstanding season, and he never seemed to hit a slump. He just kept going and going, and he was right at the top of that batting average leaderboard pretty much all season.
And by far the biggest bright spot for the Red Sox last year. Another tough season record-wise, just 6 wins, but another ambitious squad this year with a couple of big pieces coming back. 1-2 now. That pitch outside part of the plate to the lefty.
Grieveson, a journeyman veteran, 43 years old. He's been in this league a long time. I enjoy watching Brad pitch.
On the ground, a little number. It's off the foot, looks like, of Desai, and that's going to be a dead ball.
For me, Brad brings back so many memories of the 2005 Baycat Championship season, the first in franchise history, and it was my first year doing baseball play-by-play, and Brad was a part of that team.
Yeah, I'm sure it also means a lot to Josh Madlow, who was teammates with him on that team, to have him still around, not only as a pitcher on this roster, but serving as the pitching coach for this team as well. 1-2 on the ground. This one is a fair ball. Odd scoops it up, underhands over to first. Macabrota makes the put out, 2 down.
I've had some really fun conversations with Brad, and I mean, who would have thought in 2005 that here we are in 2024, he's still here after leaving. I came back after leaving. Josh Matlow's back after leaving, and you know, it's just fun to reflect on that first season. And Brad told me, he says he thinks that team was really too young to appreciate the moment, the significance of getting an IBL championship so early in this franchise's history. They weren't expected to win.
Line drive straight up the middle into center field. Booming base hit there from Gus Wilson, who has his second single of the day.
And it was a real upset when they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in the finals, their arch rivals, and that club had ex-big leaguers Paul Spaljarek and Rob and Rich Butler, and they were just loaded with star power, but the young and upstart Baycats pulled it off and won it in 6 games on a hot, muggy Sunday night here in 2005 that many fans, myself included, will never forget.
Nick Burdett slashes that one foul and out of play on the left side. Brad Grieveson's been in this league so long. He was the IBL Rookie of the Year in 2002.
Yeah, had a 1.74 ERA over the 4-year span of his first tenure with the Baycats, and that's a club record for that period of time.
It's got a 1-1 count here on Nick Burdett. And that's a called strike, 1-2.
You think about it, like Brad joined the team in 2002, so he was here for a few years and saw the development of that group leading into that 2005 championship winning team, and that must have been especially fulfilling for him.
1-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Burdett goes down swinging. Brad Grieveson with a clean 6th inning in relief. As we head to the bottom half of the 6th, Baycats lead it 2-0. You're watching Baycats baseball on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Bottom of the 6th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. It is brought to you by Moving.ca. 2 small men with big hearts moving, making moving stress-free for over 35 years.
With Ben Davy, my name is Julius Hern. It's the bottom of the 6th on a now sunny Saturday afternoon. Junior Baycats Day at Vintage Throne Stadium. Ricky Phillips, number 3 hitter, will lead it off for the Baycats against Josh Laukinen, who's back out for a 6th inning of work. Throws a first pitch strike to Ricky Phillips.
Boy, we've had a little bit of everything today weather-wise. Pouring rain earlier in the day. 16 degrees was our game time temperature. And then when it clouded over, it felt like it dropped down to about 12 or 13. And now with that sun out, it's very comfortable.
And it seems like the only thing that hasn't changed has been kind of the breeze. It's been consistently out towards the right side of the ballpark. 1-1 to Rick Phillips. That one's in the dirt away.
Other than September, which is when the playoff races are happening and everything, right? I think May is my favorite outdoor month to watch a baseball game.
It's almost perfect, right?
You beat the mosquitoes, you beat the humidity. It's just so nice. So nice.
2-1. That one's flown out towards the right side of the park, but it's going to get out of play.
Nothing beats September, of course, when the games really matter and that fall crisp chill is in the air. You still get the warm afternoons, but it cools off at night and starts getting dark a little bit early. But May is right up there with September in my books.
I'll tell you what, I thought the bugs were going to be much worse last year than they actually were. So I'm praying that that stays the same this year.
We had a couple of nights that were bad, but all things considered. Now, Phillips has stepped out, and I think he was just given a warning by the home plate umpire, Falco Schieda. There are new rules with the batters this season.
They're only allowed 1 foot outside the box unless they've been caught off balance. That ball's grounded a couple hops to Gus Wilson, who throws it high over the bag. Phillips trips over Burdett's foot, it looked like. I'm not sure if he touched the bag. But it seems to be okay. His helmet flew off towards the outfield grass. He's going to be safe at first. That's going to be an error on Gus Wilson, the Brantford Red Sox shortstop.
Well, this is why Baycats fans are absolutely going to love Ricky Phillips. You just saw right there what he brings to the game, night in and night out. That hustle down the first base line. He was determined to beat that out, whether it was a bad throw or not.
Phillips almost seems like a 5-tool type player with the amount of speed he has, and plus, I think his intangibles outside of his on-field performance really speak for themselves as well. He's got a great attitude. We mentioned earlier the post-game interview I did with him on the home opener. So easy to talk to. It's a great guy. His teammates obviously love him already. And there's a throw over for him, but he dives in safely.
Yeah, no question. Laukkanen has to be careful not to let him get too big of a lead, or he'll be off with the pitch.
Phillips already has 4 stolen bases on the year. Had one last night at Hamilton. Ryan Rio, first pitch from Laukkanen, swung on and missed.
Rio going for the fences there.
Rio swung at the first pitch each one of his at-bats. And the first one of those 3, this one being the third, was the first run of the game, a booming home run to right field. Phillips the lead, he goes. Pitches high, throw down to second base is in time. Phillips can't believe it. Hands on his hips as he walks back to the dugout. A great throw there from Jeremy Veilleux.
Well, it was a perfect bounce right into the glove of Gus Wilson, and he applied the tag, and, Phillips thought he had that beat, but if that bounce wasn't absolutely perfect, he's in there.
Almost looked like a pitch out the way that pitch was high and just above the, almost like Veilleux just had to stand up, and he was already into his throwing motion over to second base.
Bang, bang play. So let's see if that changes Rio's approach at the plate here.
1-1 is low.
Love the aggressiveness from Phillips, even despite getting thrown out on that. Trying to make something happen. Reminds me a lot of Glenn Jackson. If you want to make a comparison to a guy from the 6 straight championship seasons, Jackson was the type of player that was like that too. Just went all out 100% of the time.
Ground ball bounds over to Kieran Bowles, who has an easy throw to first. 2 down.
Third baseman number 29, Malik Williams.
Here comes Malik Williams, who was the back half of 2 consecutive home runs in the second inning that are the only 2 runs in this ballgame so far. A couple solo shots by Rio and Williams, and I think as that ball's fouled over the screen out of play. Williams was very impressive in terms of the way he hit that ball, because he got all of it to the opposite field and just snuck in left of the right field foul pole. His 0-1 pitch is high and in.
Williams will be used in every way possible this season. There's no question about that, and especially the way that he's producing offensively. Only got into 9 games last year, but with a full season possibly ahead of him here, so many ways that he can help this lineup.
Drilled out to right field. It's going to get down foul.
Williams will play some left field, third base the last couple of games here, and a real versatile guy. He will be earning his slices of pizza here in 2024 for sure.
And I mentioned that home run he hit, just the way he hit it, and he also hit that ball very similarly, very much towards the opposite part of the field. I wonder if he's maybe late on Laukonen's fastball as that pitch is low. It's 2-2. 2-2, 2 outs, 2-0 Baycats. Laukonen pitching from the stretch. Williams awaits the delivery. That one's poked foul again towards the right side out of play.
Laukonen has had three up, 3 down innings in this ball game, so that's helped keep his pitch count low and given him the opportunity to go deep here into this 6th inning. You see a left-hander starting to just loosen up, or that's a righty actually, doing a little bit of stretching in the Brantford bullpen.
2-2 again, outside's full. I mentioned earlier, Laukonen's first appearance of the season was against London. And that one he went 5 innings, and he actually looked pretty good, and unfortunately got the loss. Wave and a miss there from Williams, and a pitch low and away, almost in the dirt. He strikes out. So we head to the 7th inning. Ben Davy to call it for you. The Baycats lead at 2-0 on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. Moving.ca. For all your moving needs for over 35 years, Moving.ca. The original 2 men who just happen to be small, who make moving stress-free. 2 small men with big hearts moving. We always have a big heart for you at Moving.ca. From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Currently stands at $950.
2-0 Baycats. We go to the top of the 7th inning. Julius Hern, Ben Davy with you and our entire Baycats TV crew. Thanks for joining us here on Rogers TV and Baycats TV in Barrie. Kieran Bowles to lead it off for the Brantford Red Sox. Still looking for their first win of this 2024 campaign, and a 2-0 deficit here against Big Bad Brad Grieveson. The bearded right-hander kicks and fires off speed, and it's fouled away.
That's a nice off-speed pitch there from Grieveson. Kind of, I'm not sure if it was a curveball, but it had some looping action, and you could easily tell I was off speed.
He has the kind of confidence that he's not afraid to start a at-bat off with a changeup.
And he just did that right there, but just outside.
1 ball, 1 strike. Got a 3 up, 3 down 6th inning for the Baycats. Bulls getting a piece of that.
He just caught a stitch on it.
Bulls singled in the top of the 2nd inning. Couldn't get any further, though, as he was erased on a fielder's choice off the bat of Ethan Paulus. Here's the pitch. Outside corner, strike 3.
Strikeout brought to you by IMP North.
Left fielder Jordan Lewis.
Left fielder number 9, Jordan Lewis.
If you're just joining us, 2 home runs. They both came in the 2nd inning, and they were back-to-back bombs by Ryan Rio and Malik Williams, and that has been all the scoring in this game. Brantford looking to get some base runners here and get something going in the 7th inning. Still in this one, down just by 2. Swing and a miss. That ball seemed to hang up there on a tee.
That's such a hard pitch to lay off because those high pitches are so close to your eye, the ball looks bigger, like physically.
Skied foul. Just out of your reach into the trees. That slow one that Brad just threw 2 pitches before, it was like when you go in the batting cages and you go in like the super slow ones, like the 30 mile an hour or whatever, it's like it just throws your timing off completely.
That one was close right there. Almost looked like one of those outside pitches we've seen all day.
He may go right back there and try to get the call. 1 and 2. Here it comes. He did. And no, says Falkoskade. I didn't give it to him there either. 2 and 2. Off the mask of Plumpton. Fouled away and staying alive is Lewis. One of Brad's most proud accomplishments is not an IBL accomplishment. It's from when he pitched in the North Dufferin Baseball League. Right around this area. He was the league's pitcher of the year for not 1 season, not 2 seasons, 11 out of 13 seasons that he pitched in that league. This one to left field. It's gone. A long way. No, it's not. That ball hung up, and a great running catch by the left fielder, Noah Hull. Lewis looked like to me like Lewis had absolutely crushed that ball.
Center fielder number 22.
That was a tailor-made home run swing there from Jordan Lewis, and you mentioned it just hung up, and I might think that the breeze towards the right part of the field may have had something to do with that because Noah Hull had an easy path to it.
Off the bat, that looked for sure to me like it was leaving the park. 2 down, and here's Paulos.
Just had the perfect trajectory, too.
They appeal at third, and no, says Francesco DiBiase. Pitch from Grieveson. Get me over pitch for a strike, make it 2 and 1.
We mentioned the pace of play, kind of changes earlier in the ball game, and doesn't seem to affect Brad Grieveson. He works pretty fast anyway, and we saw that last year as well.
And even with runners on, oftentimes you'll see Brad just go right after the guy at the plate. Hasn't had that situation yet in this outing, but I don't think that disengagement rule is going to affect him a whole lot.
Well, I'll tell you what, that shows, that tells me that Brad Grieveson trusts his catcher, in this case Tyler Plumpton. He's okay with whatever Plumpton's calling him to throw, especially with nobody on. It's an easy decision to say yes to your catcher. But now with Ethan Paulus on, who's got the ability to steal a base, you might want to be a little bit more wary.
I asked Brad what the key to a winning culture is, and the first thing he said to me was simply getting along. And last year's group was incredibly tight. Everybody got along, had fun both on and off the field, and that pitcher-catcher chemistry is an important part of that as well, too. Brad knows he can trust a guy like Tyler Plumpton who knows his repertoire and can make smart calls.
And from being on the road a couple times with the team so far this year, you can tell.
Called strike, throw down, not in time. Stolen base, Paulos in scoring position.
I was saying, from being on the road with the team a couple times this year and their 2 road games so far, you can tell that this group is maybe just as tight-knit, if not more, than they were last year. Because a lot of the core guys came back and they have that same kind of energy and chemistry together, which makes for a great winning culture.
Down the line, fair ball. That should bring home the first run of the afternoon for the Red Sox. Ethan Paulos comes in. Throw to second, not in time. Pretty close play.
Josh Matlow is incensed right now.
Adam Odd thought he got the tag down, and so does Josh Matlow.
That was an incredible throw from Noah Hull, kind of going to the other side of his body. He picked it up on the left field line. just absolute dart over had him on at second base. And it looked like the throw beat him for sure, and the slide wasn't the best. Not sure what the umpiring crew saw, but Josh Matlow not happy at all.
And now he's talking to Preston Hughes, hoping maybe for some help on that, but that call's not going to be changed. Francesco DiBiase was right there and made the safe signal. So Matlow is not going to win this argument, and now he'll turn and just get off the field before he gets tossed from this game.
We even saw Andrew White kind of come out of the dugout with Josh Matlow just as angry.
Well, it's an important play. We're in the 7th inning. It's a 2-1 ball game. It'll go down as an RBI double for Jeremy Veilleux to score Ethan Paulos, and suddenly the Red Sox are back within striking distance. Tying run at second base. So Matlow has spoken his mind.
Hitter number 23, Jarrett Lupton.
Certainly everybody in this ballpark thought the tag was there. Jared Lupton now is 0 for 2. Big moment here for him. The number 9 hitter, 2 out of the 7th. Brad Grieveson looking to keep this a 2-1 ball game. The pitch off speed and it's outside.
Lupton's had 2 vastly different at-bats so far this game. The first one he led off the inning with a bunt attempt. It was thrown out by Carlos Sano. And then the second time he was up, that was in the 5th. A hard line out to center field.
And this one to the left center field gap. Hauled with a diving effort, can't make the catch. The run comes in to score, and we're tied at 2. Kenise Ejo slamming his glove down in frustration.
Right fielder number 24.
Hall made a valiant effort to get that ball. Didn't get the best look at it, but might have just got under his glove on the diving attempt. Kept it in front. Nice backup there by Ejo, but again, probably upset that the tying run got in on that.
I'm not sure why Ejo was so mad unless he was frustrated for his teammate not being able to make that grab. But Baycats here need to be careful that they don't get mentally rattled. The score now 2-2, and Brantford looking for their first lead of the afternoon. A roller to short. Burns goes to second. Odd steps on the bag, and that will do it. But the Red Sox scratch out 2 runs. Stretch time here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Barrie 2, Brantford 2. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on Essa Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers and go Baycats!
Domino's, mix and match any 2 or more pizzas and sides for just $8.99 each. Like when pizza night's more like pizza and lava cakes night, or pasta and stuffed cheesy bread night, or we're gonna need a bigger table night. Mix and match Canada's favorite pizza and more at Domino's.
Bottom of the 7th inning at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Red Sox and Baycats tied it 2. This inning is brought to you by Psycho Solutions. Full automotive service from headlight to tailpipe.
Macabrota, Hall, and Plumpton due up for the Baycats. Carson Burns behind them. Bottom of the order here in the bottom of the 7th in this 2-2 tie. Brantford scratching out 2 runs off reliever Brad Grieveson. A new pitcher on to work for the Red Sox.
That's Norman Coleman Goodwin. Long name, but he's got a wild sidearm delivery. It might be very different for these Baycats hitters, and that one comes in inside.
Rocking the long hair, and he's got the beard game on point as well. So battle of the beards here with Coleman Goodwin and Grieveson, 2 of the best beards in the IBL this season. Right field, and it's up, and it is over the wall and gone. Nolan Macabrota. Barrie back on top, 3-2.
Macabrota is fired up, and he's got the chain on, and aggressive high fives as he goes into the Baycats dugout. You just knew it was coming from him, the big guy from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, another power guy, and just knew it was coming from him eventually. Just his 3rd hit on the season.
Those were some of the hardest high fives in front of that dugout I've ever seen. Macabrota charged up as he put a charge into that baseball.
Not only that, but to hit a home run and give your team the lead is just something extra.
Swing and a miss by Hall as Coleman Goodwin pulled the string on that one.
Macabrota making a great impression on these Baycats fans. Just the 2nd home game of the year, first Saturday afternoon of the season.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Well, that's what you want to do, and you love to see that in your ball club, some fight back after a half inning that doesn't go your way defensively. They had that play at second base that they thought should have been called otherwise, and to get right back up there at the dish and start things off with a home run is a good sign.
I wonder if Josh Madlow had maybe something to say in the dugout during the 7th inning stretch. Just kind of fire his team up. I know he's got that mentality, get the guys fired up. Late innings, he wants to win, and Macabrota delivered.
And this one hits a right field. It'll drop for a base hit in front of Matt Fabian, and Noah Hall is aboard.
First hit is the Baycat for Noah Hall, and this is a great piece of hitting. He took that high fastball and just kind of laced it the other way into right field, and great contact, barreled it up. Still nobody out.
The gold home run chain has been worn 3 times in this ball game by the Baycats. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters, Ryan Rio, Malik Williams, and Nolan Macabrota, all solo home runs, and all to right field as well. Pitch is low and in.
Well, this is a much different outing for Coleman Goodwin than what he had in his first appearance of the year. That was against London. A clean 1 inning, no strikeouts, no runs, no hits, no walks. Very different now. He's already given up 2 hits, one of them a home run. Hasn't gotten an out yet.
Now, what kind of beard would you call that? Would you call that the maybe the Craig Kimbrell?
That's tough. Kimbrell's now is a bit shorter.
Okay.
Since his Atlanta Braves days.
All right.
I just can't get over the hair. That hair is elite.
Definitely is. I asked Brad Grieveson what the gold standard for beards was in baseball. Of course, he has, I think, by far and away the longest beard I've ever seen in IBL history, but he mentioned San Francisco Giants pitcher Brian Wilson as the gold standard for beards.
Iconic closeout 2010 World Series against the Rangers.
This one over the shortstop into left center field. Back-to-back hits here for the Baycats. Hall and Plumpton, ball bobbled, but base runners stay put. So So Hull at second, Plumpton at first. Here's number 9 hitter Carson Burns, and conference time on the mound.
Just to remind fans, there's a new mound visit rule in the IBL. Teams get 6 per 9 innings, and this is the first one used by the Red Sox.
Yeah, we saw Toronto here on Thursday night, and they used some of their mound visits earlier in the game. Ken Lupton had not used any, and this is the first conference on the mound out of 6. I mean, that's still a lot of mound visits over the course of a game, but you don't want to leave yourself short, especially if you get to the late innings. And some of these conversations are very important in a close ball game.
Well, Damian Clark, the lefty, is warming up in the Brantford bullpen, so with this already rough outing here for Norman Coleman Goodwin, it's very much looking like his outing could be over soon, maybe even after this at-bat should he fail to sit Burns down. Keep in mind also that another new IBL rule this year, 3-batter minimum. Just like as you've seen in Major League Baseball in the past couple years.
And so Coleman Goodwin has faced his 3. Still looking for an out here in this bottom of the 7th inning. Burns showing bunt, pulls it back, everybody stays put. Jeremy Veilleux pouncing on that one like a cat. Nolan Macabrota started this inning off with a home run. 2 on for the Baycats. Trying to add to a 1-run lead here. Burns squaring to bunt again. Gets it down. Backhanded by the pitcher, goes to third. They get the force out there. What a great play by Norman Coleman Goodwin.
A very smart play. Not very often that you're able to have time coming off the mound to get that lead runner at third base, but really took advantage. It came off the mound really well, being a right-handed pitcher.
Well, his momentum was taking him to the third base side, and he was able to get Noah Hull. So Hull retired 1-5. Plumped to second now, and Burns aboard on the fielder's choice. So still 2 on for Barrie now with 1 out. Canisijo down the line and foul.
Coleman Goodwin's leg kick there was pretty funky. I'm not sure if you saw that, Ben.
I noticed that too. It actually looked like he was going to try to make a move to second.
Yeah.
But of course you can't do that.
I'm curious if Francesco DiBiase might be looking for signs of a balk here.
Well, as long as he comes home, he's fine. This one right back to him, handles it cleanly, makes the throw to second in time. So the out recorded at second. Boy, it's been a busy inning for Norman Coleman Goodwin. 2 big defensive plays here, 2 outs. So again, it's a fielder's choice. Burns is retired at second. Plumpton at third base. Here comes Adam Odd. We'll see if Coleman Goodwin comes back to that weird sort of, well, nobody is second here, so he probably won't, but.
Well, when I mentioned it, I was looking at the very next pitch, and it looked very different, much like the delivery he just made. So he might be back to his normal pitching motion.
Steps off, makes a throw.
Could have just been a one-off.
One disengagement for Coleman Goodwin here as he checks on the runner, Canisijo.
I mentioned Clark up in the Brantford bullpen. Juan Benitez is pitching in the Baycats bullpen.
1-0 pitch, and that one's hit hard to second. Right spot, over to first, Bulls to Burdett, and that will do it for the Baycats. But Nolan Macabrota, the man of the hour, with a solo home run to lead off the bottom of the 7th inning, and that is the margin of difference as we head to the 8th. 3-2 Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
The Collingwood Brewery at 10 Sanford Fleming, producing delicious lagers, ales, and seltzers since 2014. The proud home of the Baycats Brew. Check out their retail shop and tap room and select products at the LCBO, beer store, and grocery stores. Cheers, and go Baycats! From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. Danielle May Real Estate, supporting the Barrie Baycats and ready to help with all of your real estate questions. What is your home worth? Should you sell now or wait? Danielle is dedicated to your success. The next time you think real estate, think Danielle May. Visit Alliance Billiards and Sports in the northeast end of Barrie. A fun, friendly family environment offering pool, darts, karaoke, and live entertainment. Enjoy a large variety of delicious food and drinks on the patio. You'll come as a stranger and leave as a friend.
.ca.
We hit the eighth inning with the Baycats on top 3-2. 3 solo home runs for the Baycats, the source of all of the offense today. Vaibhav Desai, the third baseman, to lead it off. Gus Wilson, Nick Burdett to follow for the Red Sox in the top of the eighth inning. And they will face Dominican right-hander Juan Benitez.
This is Juan Benitez's second appearance of the season.
To second. On with the throw in time for the out. One down in the eighth.
Benitez started the home opener against Toronto, gave up a few runs in his first couple innings, and I've noticed that kind of being a trend for him. Even last season, he would start out games slow, but then you catch him in the third, fourth, fifth innings, and he'd be rolling. This is his first relief appearance of the season. I wonder if Josh Matlow might have something planned for Benitez out of the bullpen as the season progresses.
Kind of feels like they're still trying to figure out his role on the pitching staff this season. Juan was used exclusively as a starter when he joined this team. Might see some more bullpen action this year, and then kind of a surprise piggyback start on opening day where Benitez was given the ball and Frank Garces coming on in relief. So Josh Matlow likes to put these pitchers in different positions just to see what's going to work.
Yeah, and that's great to have, a malleable pitching staff, right? And that tells Josh Matlow that, these guys will do whatever it takes to win. And that's exactly the culture he wants to instill in this Baycats team. Juan Benitez, no different.
That's a strike. 2-2. Strike. 3.
That was a great pitch.
On the corner. Wow.
Just on the outside low corner.
Desai looking at home plate umpire Falco Schchieda in disbelief.
Well, and that was a curveball, too. Off speed from Benitez. I think that really fooled Desai. He wasn't expecting off speed in that count.
Pitches outside for a ball. Benitez, 32 years old, from the Dominican Republic. This one to the first baseman, Macabrota. Benitez in time for the out. 3 up, 3 down go the Red Sox in the eighth inning. Still 3-2 Baycats. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
For Brantford.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park. The only North Barrie Market, your go-to for homemade meals, catering service, and the freshest locally sourced meat. Get ready for an unforgettable barbecue experience with Barrie Best Barbecue coming soon. All at North Barrie Market, 580 Bayfield. BarrieToday.com. Local news, weather, Baycat scores, and more. BarrieToday.com. Your community, your news.
Bottom 8 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Junior Baycats Day, first Saturday afternoon at home this season. 8th inning brought to you by United Way Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Third pitcher of the afternoon for the Red Sox, it will be right-hander Sam Worthen.
First appearance of the season for Worthen. Pardon me, second appearance of the season.
Josh Laukinen worked 6 innings today. Norman Coleman Goodwin came on to work the 7th. Baycats able to get the lead off Coleman Goodwin thanks to a solo home run by Nolan Macabrota. He is the pitcher of record for the Red Sox. Sam Worthen trying to keep this a one-run game. Curveball for a strike.
Worthen's first appearance of the season was against London last week, a 5-1 loss. He went 1 inning and gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, and a walk. Had a strikeout in there as well, but that inning was really where the game got away from Brantford.
Worthen likes to mix a little sidearm action in there as well. Comes set, 2-2. Over his glove, second baseman can't come up with a play. It's into center field, beyond the outstretched glove of Kieran Bowles.
Props to Kieran Bowles, though. That was a full extension dive. Hard ground ball again because it was taking large hops, kind of one of those ground balls that makes contact with the ground right in front of the plate and just kept going. Ricky Phillips, not a guy that Brantford wants to see on to lead off an inning, especially with Ryan Rio at the dish.
Runner goes. Here's the throw down from Bayou, the tag, and it's there for the out. Ricky Phillips caught stealing.
That's the second time in as many at-bats for Ricky Phillips, caught stealing. He was also caught in the 6th inning after he reached on an error.
And chalk both of those up to the incredible arm of Jeremy Bayou. First caught stealing was a bouncer right into the glove of the shortstop. Rio hits this one high. It's playable. Right side of the outfield. And the catch is made by the center fielder, Ethan Paulos. 2 out in the inning.
Baseman number 29, Malik Williams.
Here's the hot-hitting Malik Williams. He's reached base twice today. Hit a home run. Back-to-back homers off Josh Laukinen with Ryan Rio in the 2nd inning, and then he singled in the 4th, was caught stealing, though, on a double steal attempt. Thrown out at 3rd. 2 out in the inning. First pitch to him, called strike. This game has just reached the 2-hour mark. This beautiful Saturday afternoon here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Good
Quick
baseball
game.
here today.
Quick game compared to our home opener.
Yeah, both teams aggressive at the plate. Good pitching on both sides. Josh Laukinen had 3 up, 3 down innings. Carlos Sano certainly had his groove going today.
There hasn't been nearly as many strikeouts as there was in that home opener. Even Frank Garces, who came in relief, pitched the final 5 innings, had 10 strikeouts in relief.
Yeah, gave up an uncharacteristically high walk total as well for him by his standards. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
But our 2 starters, Carlos Sano and Josh Laukkanen, combined for 9 strikeouts.
Worthen's pitch on the ground, and a nice play by the first baseman, Burdette. Keeps it in front of him, steps on the bag, and the Baycats go 3 up, 3 down again. So it's a 1-run lead. They'll take it to the 9th. One last chance for the Red Sox here today as they look for their first win of the season. 3-2 Barrie. You're watching Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
From basic to cosmetic dentistry, Smiles on ESSA Dental has all your dental needs covered to knock your oral health out of the park.
Top of the 9th inning here at Vintage Throne Stadium. Baycats lead the Red Sox 3-2. This 9th inning is brought to you by UW Simcoe Muskoka, making poverty unignorable. To learn how you can help, you can visit uwsimcoemuskoka.ca.
Bulls, Lewis, and Palos for the Red Sox. 9th inning, 3-2 Baycats. Juan Benitez. First offering, ground ball to third. And Williams to first for the out, 1 down.
Left fielder number 9.
Easy out there for Malik Williams. He was actually playing in on the grass, possibly expecting a bunt there from Bulls, which he has shown a couple times in this ball game. We've seen the small ball attempts from Brantford quite a few times.
Juan Benitez looking to close it down for the Baycats here in the 9th inning. And first pitch popped up, foul. And out of play, strike one.
One game is final in the IBL today. The Welland Jackfish took care of business against the Maple Leafs at Welland Stadium. 10-0 the final there. Meanwhile, Guelph and London was rained out earlier this afternoon.
This is the first of 5 in a row on the road for the Red Sox. Pitch from Benitez. Called strike on the corner. 1-2.
Meanwhile, Hamilton and Chatham-Kent will be playing at just after 7 o'clock tonight in Chatham, Fergie Jenkins Field.
Swing and a miss. Ball picked up by Plumpton, and he throws to first to complete the strikeout. So pinch hitter Evan Ryan will be the final bullet for the Red Sox here in the 9th inning.
Pinch hitting for the Red Sox, number 19, Evan Ryan.
Ryan, the right-hander. Trying to keep this one alive for Brantford. Pitch from Benitez. It's a called strike to start him off.
Just the second at-bat of the season for Ryan. He's 0 for 1 so far. That at that in London earlier this year.
Benitez deals, and it's fouled away. No balls and 2 strikes. Jeremy Veilleux, the catcher, is on deck. He will bat in his spot in the order, so Ryan hopeful to give him a chance to come up here. Down by 1. 9th inning. 3-2 Baycats. The crowd behind Juan Benitez here to finish it off this afternoon. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. And it's a Barrie Baycats winner. So the Baycats go to a perfect 2-0 here at Vintage Throne Stadium. The Red Sox still looking for their first win of 2024. Came about as close as possible here today, but in the end, a run short with the Baycats prevailing 3-2.
Well, I think the power that Josh Matlow added to this lineup was finally realized. Saw back-to-back homers in the 2nd inning. Ryan Rio, Malik Williams there, and new addition Noah Macabrota makes his presence known in the late innings with a go-ahead home run, and that is the difference in this one. 3-2 the final.
Brad Grievous in the win, Juan Benitez the save, and 3 Baycat home runs. Ryan Rio, Malik Williams, and Nolan Macabrota, the source of offense today here for the Baycats. Again, our final from Vintage Throne Stadium, Barrie 3, Brantford 2. Thanks for joining us here on Baycats TV and Rogers TV in Barrie.
Please get home safely, enjoy your Saturday evening, and we hope to see you back at Vintage Throne Stadium soon.